Hello, class. I am coming to you today because I want to talk about our next chapter, chapter 5. I've asked you guys to read chapters 1, 4, and 5, and I'm also going to ask you to look at chapter 13, which is about theme. And this relates to our first essay. So, chapter 5 is where you're going to pick out your story that you're going to write about, your short story. It is a fiction sampler chapter of shorts. And a short is a short story that has fewer than 1,500 words in length. So it's very brief. The story is going to jump right into character. It's going to jump right into events. It isn't going to wait a long time before we get to conflict for the most part. And I'm going to ask you to choose one of those short stories from chapter 5 to write your essay 1 over. So essay 1 is going to be over theme. And theme is interesting. It's not a one-word thing. It is a sentence that describes the values or the idea that the story is trying to make within its text. So we're going to learn about that. We read about theme in chapter 13, and I'm going to ask you to read that chapter as well. Chapter 13 also has a lot of stories. What I'm mostly interested in for you reading in chapter 13, let me get over to it, is the first section that describes it. And so let me get here. So I believe it's page 381 to 386. So it's real brief, but I want you to read that and soak that in. The rest of those are stories. Not that we can't, we're going to talk about those, but we may also use some of those stories for other essays. But theme is something that some people have a harder time with. And this is why I'm starting with it. Not because it's difficult, but because it needs to be worked out right away. Theme is not one word. It's not like some people say, well, what was the story about? And they'll start to tell you the plot. Well, that's summary. Okay, we don't want plot summary. Theme is the lesson learned within that. Okay. Plot summary is what literally happens within the story. Not asking for you for what goes wrong. That's conflict. I'm not asking you to tell me about the characters and how they are. That's character development. But theme is different. If we go to 381, that first little section there, let me go to that. Oops. Just a little past it. 381 says, the theme of a work of literature is its central or dominant idea. Theme is not the same as plot or subject, two terms which it is sometimes confused. A statement of the theme has more to do than summarize its plot or define going subject. It has to convey the values and ideas expressed by the story. So you can, you're going to read through that. Some contemporary critical theory holds that the theme of a work of fiction is as much a creation of readers as it is the writer. So sometimes our personal examples of life or experiences of life, come in and influence what we see as theme, the way we read, the way we interact with it, how well you know the story affects how well you actually get to figure out what that theme is. But it's there's no doubt that different readers, as it says on page 383, see different themes in a story. But any interpretation of a theme must make sense in light of what is actually in the story. So you can't just say this story is about a little girl learning how to love herself when it's not about a little girl. You know what I mean? You can't be silly about it. You can't just say it's just this is what I got from it. You have to actually support yourself. So what you're going to do in your essay is use quotes from the text and explain why it supports your idea of the theme. So you're going to, for essay 1, you're going to choose an essay, you're going to choose a short story out of chapter 5. One story, and you're going to choose that, and you're going to tell me what you think the theme is. I like to give students as much personal choice as possible. You're going to read every single story in chapter 5. The reason you are is because we're going to talk about every single story in chapter 5. And so we're going to talk about that. So you have to be able to know. Also, our journal questions 1 and 2 come from the stories in chapter 5. So you have to read those. This is a reading and writing intensive class. So you read a lot in here. You read as much as you write, and some days you'll read more than what you write. So it's pretty normal. But the good thing is that our stories are short. They're really brief. Pace yourself. Make sure that you're interacting and engaging with the story. But basically, first, like to recap this little brief video, first, make sure you choose a story that you interact with, that you engage with, that means something to you from chapter 5 to write your essay 1 over. Secondly, read chapter 13, that 381 through 386, I believe, those 5 pages, and where it says identifying themes, and then on the back of 386 on that little first half, it's a checklist about writing about themes. I would like for you to check into that. And then afterwards, the rest of the chapter is short stories. Read that and get an idea of what theme is. I will do a little lecture over theme, but this is an instructional of what I want you to do first. And then, start drafting. Some of you who have not been in my class before, you may not know what kind of format I want. Well, I want an MLA format. If you've taken 1301 at TJC, it's the same. I want a heading with your name, my name, the date, the class. All of this is in Times New Roman 12-point font. It has a title that's centered. The paper is double-spaced with 1-inch margins. You will have a works cited sheet on this. It will come from this book, and it will be an anthology. So whenever you go to do your works cited, you need to do one for an anthology. Don't forget that Al Purdue is your very best friend when it comes to works cited, and we will also discuss this on Monday. I would like for you to have a draft by Monday. And this is only 500 words, and I realize we're starting off in an unusual situation, and that we're not getting to meet, and I'm not receiving emails, I'm not receiving any feedback, so I'm just hoping you're getting all of this and you're watching the videos and that sort of thing. If you have questions, please feel free to email me, but I will expect a draft 1 on Monday. If I'm doing all of these videos and putting them up, then I expect you to watch them. I do have 2 people who have not checked into Canvas yet, and I've sent emails out, and I am hoping that you get checked in, or it will look as if you have dropped or not been in attendance. So I say this to those 2 people in hopes that if they're watching this, they will make sure that obviously they will have checked into Canvas at that point. They make sure they get all of the reading and the videos watched, because that is imperative. I will, like I said, I'm going to do a little instructional video for theme, and this is more about your assignments for this week, and I will title it that. I have started my YouTube channel for this class, where you will go and see all these videos, and the reason I've done that is so I can make sure I have plenty of space to upload things. I was already getting a little message of it's too much, and I've been very I feel like I've used my time wisely on the videos and not done very, very long videos. But okay, well, that's it for the moment. I hope you're all well. I look forward to seeing you guys Monday night. Write me with questions. Take care. Bye.